2024 Sumner County Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Let the record show all members are present. We have approval of the January 24th minutes. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Any changes to the agenda, Judge?
No, sir.
I will let the agenda stand as written. We need to enter the meeting materials into the record.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have here Exhibit A, the Sumner County zoning resolution, the current version, effective June 26, 2023. Exhibit B, the County Board of Zoning Appeals meeting presentation that will be given here tonight, and Exhibit C, which is the packet that was sent out to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you. We have 4 items on our consent agenda. I will read each item. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll identify each one. If any member of the board wishes to remove an item move it to the regular agenda, we'll do so at the end of the reading. And if any member of the public cares to speak to an item that's on the consent agenda, I'll ask that after I've read all the items. Number 1, Wesley Reed, requesting a continuation of the conditional use permit to conduct a dog kennel business, 2923 Oak Road, Church Road, Bethpage. Number 2, Jeremy and Courtney of Bedford, continuation of a small body shop, 207 Pond Road in Cottontown. Number 3, Michelle and Dustin Wilcox, to conduct an office and storage facility for lubricants, 714 Greenfield Lane, Cascade Springs. Number 4, Laura Deborah and Alicia Payne, requesting continuation of a hardship variance at 1050 Old Hopewell Road in Cascade Springs. Any member of the board care to move any of these to the regular agenda? Seeing no one, I'll ask, is there any member of the public that would care to speak to any of these 4 items? I see one person.
She's on the regular agenda.
Oh, she's here on the regular agenda. I will close the public hearing.
Yes, sir, I did have one thing to add. When we put the agenda together and everything, we get it over to the building and codes office to see if there are any outstanding issues with anything that's on the agenda. They sent us over some emails, or an email with some comments on the 4 items that are on the consent agenda. We'll be sending everybody a letter after they get approved this evening, provided everything gets approved. Each one of them had some kind of an outstanding issue, whether they need to get a CO for a building on the property, or they need a walkthrough from the building and codes office. And so we have conditions of approval for each one of those consent items that I've handed out that are on the screen here. And that condition of approval that's added is just if they have to get any outstanding permits and certificates of occupancy or anything from the county building and codes office no later than April 1st, 2024. If they fail to do that, we're going to bring it back to the Board of Zoning Appeals and let you guys dispose of the item then. But we will be sending a letter. We always do after the meeting tomorrow or early next week. We get a letter out to them that will let them know this as well. Those example motions are, like I said, up on the screen. Everybody needs to reach out to the building and codes office and find out what they need to do.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion to approve based on the 4 example motions provided. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda, Leah Monahan, requesting a special exception for a home-based business to operate a food service warehouse and distribution business from an existing accessory structure, 232 Bowling Range Road, Cottontown. Josh?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Also, anybody that's here for any of those consent items, if we're done with you guys for the evening, so if y'all want to go, please feel free. You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting unless you want to. The one item we have on the regular agenda, Mr. Chairman, is 232 Bowling Branch Road, special exception request. This is one of the Board of Zoning Appeals has seen before. A couple of years ago, the property owner is Leah Monahan. They're requesting, as you noted, to conduct a warehousing distribution activity from an existing structure on the subject property. We classified it in the Board of Zoning Appeals 2 years ago, classified it as a major home-based business. And it was approved by the Board of Zoning Appeals in January of 2022. And Mr. Chairman, you may remember it was specifically approved as a 2-year permit that was not to be renewed. I think there was a discussion at the time about them relocating this business to another location. But for whatever reason, they need to clarify that with the property owner, but they've not been able to make that happen, and so they're still operating the business from this property. And since it wasn't a renewable permit, we haven't come back in for a new permit. So they've come in and they've gone through the whole application process again for the Board of Zoning Appeals. So the property is on rural residential. It has 1.66 acres. And this was advertised in the California Engineering Standard on January 25th. And the adjoining property owners received a certified letter as well. This is just an aerial photo of the subject property. This is the subject property here. This Monahan, I believe, lives back here. This is the public notice that went in the paper. So the purpose for the application, what it says is to use a barn for storage product and full impact 1 day a week for Robertson County Commissary through the TDE program. And I'll explain what that is in just a second. They did provide us with a business plan outlining the number of employees, hours of operations. It's a relatively minimal impact activity. This is the TDE activity they were talking about. It's basically it's a way for folks with a blindness disability. There's a state program that allows them to sell snacks and that kind of stuff and other things to jails and other public those kinds of facilities across the state. And so I believe there's one of the folks involved with it is participating in that program, and this business has been operated from this home. This is the plot plan that was provided a couple years ago. You see the building there that's being used. The conditions of approval back 2 years ago, as I said, the one that I'm up here, there's a specific condition that was added by the BZA, that it was for a 2-year period only. There's also a condition added as well by the landscape buffer being planted, which they have complied with. We have some photos of that. So this is the condition. They complied with all the conditions that we've asked of them. I've not gotten any calls or any issues raised to me since this was approved a couple years ago. This is the photo we went out and took late last month. See, I believe this is the home. There's a building back here behind it where they do this stuff. And there were concerns, I think, with the neighbors a couple years ago about boxes and that kind of stuff being piled up. It's my understanding that they've addressed those issues as well. And there's a little better view of the building here. So I'll go through all of this unless anybody has any questions. But we have minor home-based businesses and major home-based businesses. We classified this one a couple years ago as a major home-based business due to a variety of factors, neighbor concerns and number of folks that were participating in business on site, questions about who owned it and that kind of thing. So we couldn't classify it as a minor home-based business, and so we did send it to the Board of Zoning Appeals, which again, they did meet all the requirements of the major home-based business requirements as far as zoning code. No issues, as I said, that were raised to us. We do have required findings for special exceptions. First, it has to be operated so that the general welfare will be protected. this is pretty low impact, we don't, and one or two UPS type drop-offs a week or something similar to that, some kind of a delivery drop-offs and that kind of thing, so not a lot of traffic or anything like that. There was some concerns about the impact on other properties. Those property owner concerns were taken into account. The BZA required some plantings and a fence to be put up, which they complied with. We don't anticipate any additional impacts. Does it conform with all the requirements of the resolution? We feel like it does. Comply with all our home-based business requirements. And is it compatible with the surrounding area? Yes, there's no new structures proposed. The structures that are there are residential scale, very similar looking structures. And so we don't anticipate any safety concerns either that would warrant a traffic study or anything like that. And so, Mr. Chairman, there's example motions there on the screen, example motions A through D, and just with our example conditions with it. A being just that D to meet our home-based business requirements. Two, any structure shall obtain a certificate of occupancy. That's just our standard language. If there's any permits that need to be obtained. If they're going to expand the use, if they decide they want to grow it in some way, they need to come to us and potentially come back to the Board of Zoning Appeals. And this would, we got it in here as a renewable permit. It wasn't renewable last time. The board might not want to have that. They may want to have this should be a 2-year permit and come back every 2 years and start over again. But we have it in here as a renewable permit this time, Mr. Chairman.
There's anyone second that, Josh? This is a public hearing. We have 2 people that have signed up to speak. Lee Monahan, if you come forward. Please state your name for the record.
My name is.
Thank you.
My name is Leah Ryan, and I'm the property owner of 232 Bowling Green Road.
Do you have anything to add to the presentation?
No, I think it was great. We definitely addressed the issues that the neighbors had 2 years prior, so we haven't had any issues with the neighbors since then. So.
Does the board have any questions? Ms. Monahan? Thank you.
Thank you.
Angie Monahan?
I don't.
State your name for the record, please.
Angie Monahan.
Do you have anything to add to what's been said?
The only thing is, as you can see by all the description that I gave you guys, there is no employees whatsoever. It's just us taking care of it. There is no foot traffic whatsoever. And of course, we've addressed all the issues to take care of everything. So other than that, no, I'm good.
Does any board member have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would care to speak to this request? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing and ask for discussion of the board. Or a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve, for example, 1 with items A, B, C, and D.
I have a motion, is there a second? I have a second. Discussion. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, for the record, I abstain. Motion carries. Thank you. Any other business to come before the board?
Yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
What kind of snaps do you like? So it's constant, you know, it's I'm a fan of chips or, you know, she's more than that. I do sharp, so you're just kind of, so how do you?
Thank you.